Hello, everyone. Thanks you for joining us for another episode of Senior Network. My name is Joyce Walker, and we have a fantastic show for you today. I am really honored to have the Salsa King, as I call him, with me today, and that is no other than Jed Walker. Jed, thanks so much for coming in to Senior Network today.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here with you, Joyce.
Okay, I've learned a lot about salsa dancing talking with Jed Walker, and he's going to give you a lot of information about salsa dancing. But first, Jed, I want to know, how did you get started with salsa dancing?
Well, back in 1999, I was making a little money, had a little extra time on my hands, and basically was looking for a hobby, something to fill my time. And I was thinking about what had I always wanted to do. It dawned on me that one of the things I always wanted to do was dance.
Okay.
But I had never, as a child, had the opportunity or knew how to go about finding out how to dance. So I pulled out the Yellow Pages, started looking up dance, found some studios, took my first lesson that very day, and never stopped.
Did you really learn salsa dancing in one night, or did it take you a while to really learn all those moves?
You never finish learning
Okay.
salsa.
Okay, because I've seen people in action, and I don't know how they do it all night long. So, and also too, as far as the International Salsa Congress, I attended an event at the Palace, I'll say, the other night, and it was so much good salsa dancing. So, what is that all about, the International Salsa Congress?
Well, the International Salsa Congress actually is an event that takes place once a year here in Chicago. And of course, these congresses take place around the world because salsa is a worldwide phenomenon. The Salsa Congress is basically a 3 or 4 day event in which you have dance instructors and performers from around the world come in. You have dance lessons, workshops throughout the day presented by these instructors and performers from around the world. And every afternoon you have up-and-coming rising stars on the scene giving performances for all the attendees. In the evenings you have all the professionals giving their performances, and followed by live bands, usually international bands, and dancing until 2 or 3 in the morning. And we get up at 9 o'clock the next morning and do it again.
Start all over again.
Start all over.
Wow. And how long have you been involved, with dance instructions?
Well, I started actually instructing, let me see, that would be around 2002. Gradually, it was just part-time then, but has grown now into a full-time profession together with the promotion of nightclubs and going to these salsa congresses, traveling around the Midwest, giving lessons and so on.
Okay. And I understand you do wear many hats. You're not just the dance instructor. I was doing some research for you on the internet, and your name came up so much. So you do marketing, and what else do you do?
Well, I promote Latin dancing events throughout the Midwest. Now that may be promoting a nightclub that has a salsa night or a Latin dance night. That may be promoting a concert that's coming up, helping to sell tickets. Basically anything that touches on Latin entertainment, primarily in music or dancing, I'm probably involved in, in the Midwest.
All right. Now, let's talk about you as a dance instructor. Let's say I have 2 left feet, but I want to learn how to do salsa. What kind of advice are you going to give somebody that comes to you? Can they really learn how to do the salsa dancing?
Oh, I think that everybody has dancing within them. Now, for whatever reason, be it cultural, environment, fear, insecurity, they haven't started dancing yet. And so it's merely developing that, getting past all of these barriers that we have grown up with in our culture, whatever, getting past all this and bringing the dancer out in the individual. And they can do that. It may take time. Some people have to work really hard at it. I mean, I've had students who have taken the same class repeatedly, but they are determined. And that determination allows them to learn and to grow as a dancer and even as a person also, because they begin to flower as a person as they learn to dance and as they interact with all the other people who are in the classes and in the clubs.
Okay. And what about age groups? Is salsa just for the people in their 20s, or what about people in their 50s? Give me an idea of the age groups of your students.
Everybody dances salsa. My students are usually adults. I primarily concentrate on adults, but you'll see at the salsa congresses, children this high out there dancing, and these kids are good.
Oh,
I am
great.
just amazed at how wonderful they are dancing.
Mhm.
And of course, they spend the whole day in the studio.
Okay.
But salsa is never, we have, you mentioned the International Salsa Congress. One of the organizers of the International Salsa Congress is still teaching and performing. He's in his 70s now.
Great.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
he's still performing salsa?
He is
himself?
performing salsa. Actually, he concentrates on mambo,
Ah,
but you know, he's as an organizer of the Salsa Congress, and
right.
he's still out there doing it all the time.
That's encouraging. So there's hope for me. Okay. you
Oh,
said in
no
the
doubt,
70s,
no
so
doubt.
That's really good. What's the most popular type of salsa dancing? Because you mentioned the mambo. What's the most popular?
Well, Latin music encompasses a lot of different genres. You have a lot of different dances out there: salsa, merengue, bachata. Salsa is probably the strongest for accomplished dancers, people who haven't yet conquered salsa. They tend to deviate toward merengue because it's a very simple dance. It's 8 beats and it's just step, 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 step 8 times. It's a very, very simple dance, and people really love it because of how simple it is to do. And you can take all of your salsa moves, or any move for that matter, and do it in merengue. And as a matter of fact, we use merengue a lot of times to teach hip movement and also to help people to learn their moves before converting them to salsa timing.
Okay. Why do you think salsa is so important, or so popular, I should say?
Well, a lot of it is that it's not easy. You have to work at it, and people feel accomplished when they dance salsa, and you can see steady progression, steady improvement. It makes people feel good about their dancing. It also is a very uplifting type of music. There's a lot of energy in salsa, and if you listen to salsa music, and you'll feel the heart and soul of Latin music and of the people who who perform this, who dance this, and it makes you want to get up and dance.
Yeah, I can attest to that because Tuesday night I was there, okay, for the first time, and it just made me want to go on the floor. It's the music. It's the music that really does it too, so I could really see. What about some of your students? I know you mentioned to me someone had sent you an email. They were so impressed with your dance instruction. So why don't you share that with everybody? So somebody that came to your studio and how they used your dance lessons.
Well, this is one of my favorite pieces of email that I've received, and every once in a while people write to me and let me know how things are.
Good.
But this particular couple had come down from Wisconsin, and of course so they traveled quite a ways to attend the boot camp, which I do 3-hour classes. I concentrate on 3-hour classes, which allows people to travel greater distances and to attend the class.
Right.
They wrote to me, said, "We just returned from 6 weeks in the Dominican Republic where we had the most incredible experiences. Armed with the few steps we learned at a bachata boot camp, we were able to make friends locally, see a part of the Dominican Republic that most tourists never know exists, drink for free, and even amaze the locals." Was it because we're gringos, because we're old, or because of the Baron's signature steps are really terrific? Who cares? It was great. Your boot camp plus the follow-up videos made all the difference to us. Thank you.
Oh, so that had to make your day, I'm sure.
That made my week.
Yeah, knowing that somebody could use it in that way, so in that manner. Now I understand that your wife is also into the dancing as well, right? Salsa dancing.
Oh yes, she loves to dance. As a matter of fact, that's how we met. I was teaching at a club, and she happened to come up and ask me to dance, and she didn't know I was teaching there.
Right.
And she just happened to come by with her sister and out for an evening of dancing, and we met and danced and kept dancing ever since.
Okay. Danced happily ever after.
Exactly.
Very, very good. What about some of your goals? What kind of things do you want to accomplish now? What other areas do you want to achieve in?
Well, basically, we're working right now on putting together a syllabus for a bachata course, which we plan on putting onto a DVD, and introduce our courses to the public on DVD. We'll offer them probably through our website. And then I'm looking to do more salsa congresses. We like to travel around the country a little bit, doing the mini boot camps in other cities and other states. We've done that some, and we really enjoy visiting other cities and towns and bringing our salsa to them, and we love the reception we receive there. So eventually we hope to travel around the nation nationally.
Okay. And what about competitions? When your students come in, can they participate, you know, in different salsa competitions? Has that happened?
Yes. As a matter of fact, one of my students and his wife came in and took lessons in bachata, and subsequently, and by the way, this particular gentleman is 72 years old.
Oh gosh, I love it.
And he and his wife went out to the Buzz Club and participated in the annual bachata contest there, and did very well, and were just thrilled to death that they were even qualified, that they managed to get into the qualifying rounds of this contest, and they had a really wonderful time doing it, and impressed a lot of people and surprised a lot of people too, that, you know, because a lot of people tend to think that dancing is for teenagers,
right,
20-somethings. And here's this 72-year-old man and his wife out there on the floor dancing bachata and winning.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, he didn't win the competition, but he placed well, and the whole club was just supporting him and his wife because here they are out there doing it, you know, regardless of age.
Unbelievable. That's great. That's a great story. So let's just say somebody comes to your dance studio. What do you do differently, let's say maybe than another salsa instructor? How do you relax them? How do you make them feel that they can succeed at learning the dance lessons?
Well, if they're coming into a group lesson, the first thing that we always do is we rotate our partners throughout the lesson.
Okay.
This is very important because, first of all, it gives people the opportunity to meet a number of people. So you establish the social aspect of the dance, and it's a little icebreaker. You meet a group of people with whom you can now go out to the clubs, because by the end of class, people are exchanging phone numbers, getting in contact with each other, making plans to come to the clubs where I'm teaching, and to dance together. Right? So we get them out there doing it, practicing. You have got to practice. If you want to dance, you have to practice. You have to get out and use it. If all you do is come to the studio and take a lesson, next week you forgot it. You never make any progress. You've got to get out there and do it. Plus, because they're rotating throughout the class, you don't have people compensating for their partner's mistakes. You have two people dancing together all the time, only with each other. They don't learn how to lead and how to follow. They learn how to compensate for their partner's mistakes. And that's what we concentrate on, is teaching people to become strong, sure leads and sensitive follows, so that they can dance with anybody, anywhere.
Right. What is one of your most greatest accomplishments since you've been involved with salsa music?
Oh my gosh. Well, one of my biggest thrills actually was to perform at the Chicago International Salsa Congress, which had been a goal of mine. I was very happy to do that. Now I teach there each year, and I'm very happy about that. Another thing that was really exciting for me was dancing at the opening of the Chicago Salsa Festival, which is another salsa event here in Chicago. We just had a marvelous time, and it's always a thrill to go out there and perform and have people enjoy what you're presenting to them.
Excellent. Well, I tell you what, Jed, I am so happy that I got a chance to meet you and see you in action. And you all have to see Jed in action. Hopefully you get a chance to see him a little bit later today in the show, he and his wife dancing. But I'm just looking forward. I didn't realize salsa was just such a mega thing. I mean, it's so popular, and people are passionate about the music. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again and other people dancing. And I probably will take a dance class one day, you know. Don't quote me on that one. But I will probably try to do that, because it's really passionate music. So thank you so much for being with us. We're going to see a little bit more of Jed a little bit later in the show. And listen, tell your wife I said hello too, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Jed.
Joyce.
All right. And now we're going to go to our second segment.